Hello everyone and welcome back to part 14 of my Learn Ethical Hacking course. In this part we're going to actually spoof the extension of our script.exe. So in the previous video we created this payload and binded it with an image. So when you double click on this, an image will show up, which was the Lamborghini. However, if you notice down here it says script.exe. Now if you know computers, then an image will not have the extension .exe. That way you know it's an application and it looks just totally fake and dodgy, so that's not a good example. However, we can spoof this extension to make it look like .jpeg. As you can see, this is a real image and it's got the extension .jpg. So we're going to spoof script.exe with that extension to make it look like an image file type. I'm going to go to the Kali machine and we've got script.exe here. Now, Kali Linux will not show the changes that we made, so it will not show the icon that we created, but as you can see on the Windows 10 machine, it shows that icon. And like I said, the icon's not a good example, but if you've used a image that you know the dimensions or the correct icons for, then you can go and do that. If you used a PDF or a Word document, then I'll show you that in a separate video, changing the icons to them. But for now, I've just got this image and we'll just spoof the extension for the image. It will be the same principle with a Word document or PDF. So I've got LeafPad open here and I've typed a new name for this payload. As you can see, it's called script, but we're going to change it to car image gpg.exe. So it's basically .jpeg but backwards, so it's gpj instead of jpg. So whatever you name your payload, for example, mine's called car image, then what you want to do before the .exe but after the last bit of the name, you want to put the extension that you want but backwards. So if you wanted to spoof a Word document and say this was a car document, so car doc, probably not a good example because doc is an extension, so car file, just a file, a document file that has a car in it or something, I don't know. Just make this up. But then if you wanted to spoof the doc, you'd have to do cod and then it'd be like .exe. So when you reverse this, it will say doc, and that's short for doc, which is a document. So depending on PDF, so for example, if this was a car file but in a PDF form, then you'd have to do FDP, because PDF backwards is FDP. So hopefully you get the idea, but we'll get started with this. So on Kali Linux, we need to show all applications and then type characters. We open characters, and a good thing about this tutorial is that there's no applications required, no downloads required, so it's all up to you. So it gives you reassurance that you're not downloading anything. And we'll search for something. So what you need to search for is right to left override. It's this one here, right to left override. So when you're searching for it, you type right and then -2 and then -left, exactly like I have done here. And it's this one. So you want to double click on this and we need the character. It's a Unicode character to right to left override. So if we copy this character, we go here and we paste it. So paste, and as you can see, it swaps them round because it's done a right to left override, and because we typed JPEG backwards, we now have JPG. So you can see the extension's now .jpeg, but we've spoofed it, it's still an application. The same thing for a document, so I'll type car file again. I'll put cod.exe because obviously the .exe will still be there on the original file. But if you used a Word document when binding it and not an image, then you could do it this way. We'll just copy the character again, go before the C, and then paste. And as you can see now, it looks like a doc file. It does get a little bit retarded when copying and highlighting, so just be careful. You just have to highlight it like that. So that is basically it. You could do the same with PDF, but I don't need to do all of them. So I'll get rid of that because we're using JPEG, and all you need to do now is copy this, rename your script.exe. I forgot to mention in a previous video as well that this script.exe does not need to be called script.exe. It could be called anything in the world as long as you've got an extension. So I'm just going to highlight all of this, remove it, and paste the new one. Click rename, and now we get a completely different file. In Kali Linux, it does look a bit stupid. It looks weird like it is here, and it doesn't look like it's worked because now I've got exe dot. Don't worry about it. What you need to do is you need to right click, compress, click create, and now we've got car image JPG. We've got a zip, so we can rename this. Click rename. We can remove the .jpeg extension and just have car image.zip. Make sure you go backspace enough so it doesn't do the character. So you got car image.zip. Click rename. So it's still a zip file and it just looks like a normal zip file now. So car image.zip. Inside of here we have car image exe.jpg. Now you can't get rid of that exe, so it can be annoying because obviously if you have the file name's just called car, you'd have car exe.jpg. There's nothing you can do about it, but it can be easily missed by people, so you just have to live with it. So now we've got this zip, we can upload it to our server, which is it's already done. I'm in var www html. Inside here I've got the zip, so let's open it on the Windows 10 machine. Let's go back to the server here, and we called it car image.zip. Click enter. We get car image zip. In fact, let's go back to this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the server's not started. Wondered why it was acting a bit strange. I just start the service. So service start. Service Apache 2 start. Click enter. It's just going to start the Apache 2 service. There we go. Click enter. Give it a few seconds to actually restart. There we go. So it says, what do you want to do with car image.zip? We want to save it, so just save the zip file. It's compressed, and the security scan will just pass it. There we go. Open the folder, and we have a zip. So if you have WinZip installed or WinRAR on your system, then you can decompress it or extract it, usually as it's known as. So what we can do here, we can just extract all. We'll extract it to here. So extract. It's extracting it to a separate folder. Now this is with the basic Windows 10 extraction. But there we go, we've finally transferred the file over. I recommend downloading WinZip or WinRAR on your system just to do this with ease, but we still get the job done. And now we have car image exe.jpg. So if I just drag this inside here and I move this one over here, oh, never mind, just leave it there. So this was our original file. So we've done three things now to our original payload. We've binded it to an image, attached an icon, and we've renamed it and spoofed the extension. Because if you look at that now, we've got a preview of an image and it says .jpg at the end of it. So people who are not really familiar with computer systems will look at that and think, hang on, it's just a JPEG file, it looks innocent enough. And then when you click on it, obviously I'm not listening for a connection, so this isn't going to show up, but if we just run it, if we run it anyway, it's going to open up to look like an image, because the image of the Lamborghini will open up as well as the payload will execute. Now it's not going to open here because I'm not listening for a connection, but if we I suppose I could, but let's see how long we're on. 9 minutes here. I think that'll be it for this video. There's no need to actually show you. If I run this as admin, oh, there we go. I wondered why the image wasn't showing up. I thought something was wrong with it, but we got the image. I apologize for this Windows 10 machine being really slow. I need to add another core to it. Let's go back to the Kali machine a second. So I think that should be it. Windows 10 machine's having a panic attack. It doesn't know what to do. There we go. Come back to life. Breathe. It's only a virtual machine, so that's why it's a bit slow. But as you can see, the image did open up then. Let's try one more time. I apologize a bit about it being really slow. Let's run this as admin this time to see if we actually get the image. There we go. It's opened up a bit quicker. It is quite a large image to render. There we go. We get the image opened anyway, and it looks like an image now because it's got the JPEG extension. So that was it for the video. If it did help, please leave a like, comment if you're stuck with anything. I'll be happy to help. Subscribe for future content, and I will see you in the next video.